If you're interested to learn more about the 2020 Eau De Parfum edition from Dolce And Gabbana, stay tuned. Hey everybody, it's Peter from Centrail. If you're new, I want to give you a warm welcome. I'm glad that you're here. If you're back, it's good to see you again. On this channel, we talk about fragrances. Designer, niche, so on and so forth. Pretty much anything that has to do with fragrances. If you're into fragrances or you just want to smell great, consider subscribing. Don't forget to hit that little bell button that lets you know of any of my further posts. And now, let's jump into K from Dolce & Gabbana Eau De Parfum. The EDP version of K by Dolce & Gabbana was launched in 2020. The original EDT was launched in 2019, and the perfumers behind this one or that one was Nathalie Larson and Daphne Bouget, if I say that correctly. Now we all know Nathalie Larson, but Daphne Bouget, I hadn't heard anything about her, and so I looked it up a little bit. She's worked with fragrance designers like Jean-Paul Gaultier. She worked on the Scandal line. She's also worked with Penhaligon's and also with Le Labo, if you're familiar with those. The original was a woody citrus, and it had a strong opening. Unfortunately, the EDT for me, I tried it, I didn't like it, I didn't purchase a bottle. It was just a little bit too loud and a little bit too sharp for me in the opening for something that I would like to have in my collection. Maybe at some time I'll buy it. If you have it, I don't mean in disrespect. I'm sure it's a good fragrance, but for me it just didn't quite make the cut. However, when I got my hand on a tester of the EDP, I was really surprised from 2020, and I got myself a bottle. And now we're gonna go look at the 20 EDP from K, Dolce & Gabbana. I'm going to blend in both of the notes on each side of the Dolce & Gabbana K, the EDT and the EDP, and to kind of see what has changed in the notes that made the EDP better for me. As far as I can tell, in the opening, there's blood orange, juniper, pimento. They're all still there. There's also some sage, lavender, and geranium in the middle. That's also still there. And in the base, there's pretty much the same with vetiver, cedar, and patchouli. But you know, let's open the bottle up. Let's open the box up and see what it looks like. And also then we can give it a spray and see how it starts out and how it develops. So let's open this thing up and kind of get into it. Here we go. And the bottle looks like this. It is kind of blue. You can see through it, definitely see the juice in there. It does have a K on the front. And it says Dolce & Gabbana right there. Eau De Parfum has a nice little crown. The EDT had a golden crown, and this one right here has a silver crown, and it also has a nice little blue dot, or blue jewel, I guess, in the top. Now these are made out of plastic. It feels like plastic, so don't drop it on the top because it will break those little thingies right there. But let's give this one a spray and see what we can get into. Oh, a nice thick sprayer. Very good. You know, when I first got a tester of this one, I really enjoyed it from the first spray. With the addition of fig nectar and Nagarmotha, a cypriol, which is a powerful aromatic that is woody and earthy. It also has hints of frankincense perhaps, some cinnamon that come and go. Now these are not individual notes, but the Nagarmotha is a very interesting note that kind of deepens and leaves again, deepens and leaves again. It's an interesting note. If you ever smelled Herod by Parfums de Marly, of course they don't smell anything alike, but they use the Nagarmotha in the Herod. They also use that note in Dunhill Century. I think I have Dunhill Century right over here. It is this one. The Dunhill Century, when you smell it, it doesn't smell anything like K from Dolce & Gabbana, but they also utilize the Nagarmotha in this one. And when you wear this one, you notice that it kind of changes as you wear it, as these individual sort of sub notes within the Nagarmotha come out. It's an interesting way to kind of deepen a fragrance and give it a unique scent. Now, of course, it doesn't smell like Harrod, and it doesn't smell like Dunhill, the Century at all. But if you've smelled these notes, there's something in there that kind of reminds me of it, and it's probably the Nagarmotha for sure. In the EDT, I remember that it was pretty loud when you first sprayed it. This one, the EDP, the Eau De Parfum, it has calmed down quite a bit, and it's much better to my liking. It is much softer, and due to the fig nectar, it kind of calmed it all down quite a bit. Now, as I'm smelling this fragrance, I keep thinking Fusion from Issey Miyake. I think Dunhill, Century, and I think Bleu de Chanel. Now, it doesn't smell like any one of these in particular on its own, or it's not a copy or clone of anything. It has its own unique scent. But if you took a little bit of those three and combined them into this fragrance, you could probably come up with something that is relatively close. I'm not a perfumer, I don't know how that works, but I kind of get that sort of scent. I get the casualness of the Fusion from Issey Miyake, almost a little beachy. And I definitely get the Nagarmotha from the Dunhill Century. And you get the classiness of Bleu de Chanel in this fragrance. It doesn't smell like Bleu de Chanel, but kind of a mixture of all those three in a way. Which all of those are really good fragrances, by the way. I think you could wear it all year long. Definitely spring, summer, and then fall and early winter. But I do not think that the EDP would be strong enough to deal with ice or anything in that temperature at all. That would be time to switch it up. Do I think it lends itself to be a signature scent? Yes, why not? It is definitely interesting enough, and it has some really good components in there that make it quite interesting as a fragrance. My final thoughts on the EDP K 2020 release from Dolce & Gabbana are, I like it much better than the EDT. It is one of the better releases of 2020. It is office friendly. You could wear it strong enough to carry you through the night. You might just want to give it another couple of spritzes. And then when you wake up in the morning, you can give it one more spritz and you'll be ready to go for Sunday. That was it. That was my review of 2020 release K by Dolce & Gabbana, the Eau De Parfum edition. If you enjoyed it or got anything out of this, please consider subscribing and don't forget to hit that bell so you get notified of my further videos. I want to thank you in advance. Thank you for watching. Until the next time, I want you to take good care of yourself. Always smell nice, and I'll talk to you soon. Until then, Centrail out.